Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Hyperion morning. I am back here in my normal spot in the studio. Thanks for everybody who stuck with me yesterday. Sorry about the glitching when we were on the road. Those things happen. First time ever trying to go live on the road. Maybe I didn't have the best internet connectivity, but I tried to fight through it as best I could. Hopefully you stuck with me. I put the edited video out there so it didn't have that little 4-minute gap as I was trying to reconnect in the middle. Hopefully you found that and were able to watch that if you weren't able to watch me live or stick around for me entirely live yesterday. But hey, we get through it. What can you do? As for me, well, it's another great day here. It's a Sunday. It's August 11th, 2024, getting set to record a brand new episode. And boy, do we have a lot to talk about on today's episode. That's for sure. And we're very excited about it. We'll be recording that a little later today. So what's happening in your world? What's good? What's good on this Sunday for you? Love to know what's going on. What are you happy about so far? It may have a little something to do with what was announced last night. As you can see from my little thing here, I'm still recovering from last night. I was up awfully late, way late for me. As you know, that during the weekdays, I record these at 6:30 in the morning because I am up most mornings pretty darn early. It's rare for me to be up as late as I was last night, but there was a lot of great stuff that came out last night, and I needed to be around to kind of check it all out. So let's talk about that. D23 Expo Day 2, still calling it D23 Expo, was huge, enormous. So much stuff announced. We knew it was going to happen. At least we speculated that when they did the Horizons, the Parks and Experiences Showcase, that there was going to be a lot of new information that's going to come out about what's happening at the parks and experiences department, etc. And boy, did they deliver last night. Lots of amazing things happening. And we are going to be talking about it. As I said, we're going to be recording this episode a couple hours from now, Michelle and I, and we will definitely be discussing entirely. It's pretty much going to take up our entire episode. What's been happening out at D23 out on the West Coast. So I'm not going to really get into everything this morning, but I do want to touch on a few things briefly for the show that were kind of were big for me. I don't know about you. Oh, hey, Tony. Tony chiming in, who passed along a lot of information to me. Thank you, Tony. He says, happy Hyperion Adventures Sunday. Such exciting announcements last night. Completely agree, Tony. And Tony, again, thanks. He gave me an extensive list both yesterday that I wasn't able to completely cover and today of everything that's kind of gone on out for the last couple big panels at D23. So let's touch on some of those things now. How about Disney Cruise Line? What is going on with Disney Cruise Line? 4 new ships coming up until 2031 with Disney Cruise Line. That's going to make their fleet be 13 ships when it's all said and done. It wasn't that long ago that it was just 2. It was just 2 ships, then 4. Now, I thought it was huge when these got these last announcements. Now moving on to 13 in the next several years. That's crazy. It's so funny. And we'll talk about this later, that we were so excited just this last year because we finally were able to sail aboard all of Disney Cruise Line's fleet, all 5 ships. We knew we were going to be in a struggle once the Treasure, the Destiny, the Adventure came out to kind of complete that and be on board all those ships. Now, I don't know when we'll possibly get aboard all these ships. Insane announcements, but so fun. There were plenty more Disney Cruise Lines announcements. We'll get through that later today. Over at Disneyland, lots of great stuff at Disneyland. How about a new Walt Disney animatronic and show that it will be coming to Disneyland very, very well, relatively soon. That's exciting. Glad to see more Walt in the parks. And I guess this is going to be a really state-of-the-art animatronic. Can't wait to find out what happens with that and check that out for ourselves. Big news, though, was over at Disney California Adventure Park. Lots of great stuff coming to Disney California Adventure Park. New attractions coming for Avatar, Coco, both boat water attractions. Those will be a lot of fun, especially Coco. Coco fits so well on the West Coast in California, in that area. I can't wait to see what this Coco attraction eventually becomes. But the biggest thing was Avengers Campus getting basically doubled in size, is what it looks like. We knew of one attraction that was coming, or at least it was mostly mentioned in the past. We saw and talked about a Destination D23 last year, so we knew that one was probably coming. But another announcement of a new attraction that's also being added to that, was not expecting that, but that is awesome as well. Love Avengers Campus. Can't wait to see what it becomes when it gets even larger. Of course, over at Walt Disney World, huge things. We're getting a nighttime parade. Everybody's wanted a nighttime parade forever. Well, it's coming now. We are going to have a nighttime parade at Magic Kingdom called Disney's Starlight. Over at Animal Kingdom Park, we knew these were coming as well, but confirmation of it. The Encanto attraction is happening. So is the Indiana Jones attraction, and they're going to be new stories, brand new things. Can't wait to check those out. Over at Disney's Hollywood Studios, a Monsters Inc. area complete with a door-based coaster that's going to be fascinating. We'll be talking about a lot more. Oh, hey, hello there, Emily. Good evening from Australia. Wow, Emily, thank you for joining us from Australia. That's amazing. Around the world. We appreciate it. Looking forward to your D23 breakdown and hoping more of these cruise ships make it down under. Says he was lucky enough to go on the inaugural Australia-New Zealand cruise on the Wonder. That's fantastic. I can't imagine they're not. I mean, they're going to have too many ships not to be going global, much more globally here in the future. There's just not enough room in Florida for 13 ships. I mean, I know that they were never planning on having all 13 here, but it has to happen for sure. Other things that are happening, Magic Kingdom, of course, they announced a Cars area with two new attractions, one that's going to be kind of a thrilling mountain drive, it sounds like, and then another more family-friendly area. And then, of course, they closed it out with the hugest announcement, the one the fans were waiting for probably the most, which was Villains Land. Yes, they are embracing the villains. I think they put some feelers out there recently, first with Villains Lair up at the top of the World Lounge, then with a little touch of villains coming to the Disney Destiny. It's a Heroes Villains kind of story crossover ship. They were kind of putting it out there like this may happen. And yes, it is happening. Two major attractions coming, dining, shopping, and apparently it's already started the construction. There are no announcement of when this will be open. It looks like it's going to be enormous, but they are already beginning to work on it. So that's really cool. So much stuff. Again, we'll be talking about it all today. We'll also be talking about the entertainment showcase a little bit. So you'll want to listen to today's show or whenever you listen to our episodes for what is kind of our take on what is happening out there. I might have a little bit of positivity. Maybe a little bit if you know us at all. Before we wrap up, we didn't get to touch because of the glitches yesterday on the Olympics, but I do want to do that because Olympics is wrapping up, but we've had such a great time with the Olympics, and that continued yesterday. It was a wonderful Saturday at the Paris Olympics. Again, loving this so much. I was talking about it with Michelle. This may be one of my favorite Olympics that we've seen in a long time. And we love all the Olympics, but I think we're probably more fans of the Winter Olympics, but this is maybe one of my favorite Summer Olympics that we've seen in a long time. But of course, being here in the U.S., sorry, Emily, we're going to be focused mostly on some of the stuff that the U.S. has done. And yesterday was another big day. U.S. men's basketball team was a close match with France going down to the end. And then Steph Curry took over with some just unbelievable threes. Like some of them were just crazy. I was like, it was a replay and I was jumping out of my seat as he was burying some of these threes to kind of take it, give the U.S. gold. U.S. women's soccer team wins gold as well, 1-0 over Brazil. Mallory Swanson with a goal in the 57th minute, and then some amazing defense and saves to kind of keep it for the U.S. Congratulations for them winning. Over the track and field, the U.S. was phenomenal in track and field, and they closed it out with a sweep in the men's and women's 4x400 meter relay. including, I mean, the men just kind of barely edged it out, but the women, I mean, it was dominant. Like you could barely see the other runners on the screen when they finished it out. It was just an crazy performance. Also want to talk about, he didn't win gold, but Grant Fisher won bronze in the men's 5,000K. So basically a 5K. That goes along with his bronze in the 10,000K, again, a 10K. With those two medals, he became the first U.S. athlete to win medals in those races in the same year. Congratulations to him. It's good to see that we can have some U.S. Athletes performing in some of these longer races as well. We know that U.S. has been within the realm for most of the shorter races, but the longer races as well. And I can't go. I mean, obviously it's U.S. based here, but I need to talk about China and their diving competitions. I mean, they were just completely talk about dominant. China was crazy dominant in diving, and they swept all the gold medals in diving. Eight different events, 8 gold medals, including, and other medals, of course, too. Insane. They were amazing. Every time they got out there, they just looked unbeatable. And it was fascinating to watch, and how much better they are than the rest of the world right now. Everybody's playing catch up. I mean, there were some great performances from other countries, Mexico, Team GB, Japan. There were some other great performances on those diving platforms, but no one compared to China. And so great for them. And it's just been another fantastic Olympics. One of the things I think I love the most is you see the athletes, they finish off their events, and then they go around and they just hug the other teams. They hug the other athletes. They're all there supporting one another. It doesn't matter what country you come from. They are there to promote one another and just be here for healthy, happy competition. And that is what we love the Olympics for. Okay. Yep. That's why I love it. Tonight, we're wrapping things up. We've got a few more events left to go, and then the closing ceremonies, and then it's on to 2028. And here in the States, over in Los Angeles, where Michelle and I are already plotting our trip to go see the Olympics in person out in Los Angeles in 2028. We'll see what happens. That's 4 years away, but very excited for that. All right. Going to wrap things up for today. Again, we have a new show coming out this afternoon, depending on where you are. You might want to listen to it this afternoon. You might want to listen to it throughout the week, whatever. It's going to be all about the D23 different things that we learned, and we can't wait to talk about it. Michelle and I are very excited to be bringing you all the information and giving kind of our positivity take on it. So hopefully you will check that out when you get your best opportunity. Of course, the best place, HyperionAdventuresPodcast.com. You can see it there on the banner. But of course, any podcatcher, we will be having it out there for you. So that's it. Wrapping it up. Have a wonderful Sunday. Have a great day. And I'll be talking to you tomorrow morning. Bye.